Welcome back to episode 7 of the Hot Take Sports Podcast with Matthew, Clayton, Isaac, and Brady. Guys, how are y'all doing today?
Amazing.
I'm not doing too bad.
Matt, what about you?
I'm good. I'm living the dream, I guess. It was nice to be off of school today. Not that I can say all that much. More for you guys than me, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
a little snow day. We were almost back for 5 days a week, but
Mother Nature bailed us out yet again.
Hey, it might bail us out next week, too.
How are you doing today, Clayton?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to talk about some of the stuff we're talking about today.
yeah, lots of topics.
Lots of topics.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we'll just dive right in. We'll start with the UFC. UFC 257 was last Saturday in Abu Dhabi, where Dustin Poirier upset Conor McGregor via second-round knockout. First time Conor McGregor has ever been knocked out. Matt, I guess we'll start with you here. What are your thoughts? Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, it's kind of wild for me to think that it was really an upset because just watching highlights of that fight, I didn't pay for it or anything, but I was watching highlights, and it didn't seem all that contested. Like, I mean, McGregor had a few hits here and there that were kind of like, okay, yeah, there he is. But overall, Poirier dominated that fight through 2 rounds, and that's as far as it had to go.
Brady?
I mean, my man looked like Nate Robinson there at the end, but
He did turn into a meme real quick for that.
Internet forever remains undefeated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm starting to notice that trend with pay-per-views. But no, I think Dustin Poirier did a really nice job. And like Matt said, he absolutely dominated that fight, and he deserved to win. Whether it be long run in distance by decision, or the knockout, which is what happened, he definitely deserved to win that fight.
Isaac, what are you thinking?
I'm going to say one thing only. McGregor held his word.
What are you talking about?
Can you elaborate, please?
Oh, yeah, I'll elaborate. Well, you said you'd be a second-round knockout.
Touche. McGregor did call for a second-round knockout. I don't know if he ever specified who was going to do it, but
He held his word.
Yeah, that's true. You do have to imply those things, you know?
That's actually really funny.
That's all I have to say.
what about
Yeah.
you, Clayton?
2 things just kind of came into my mind. One, Poirier's leg kicks. Man, he really just kind of wailed away on Conor McGregor's lead leg throughout that entire fight. I 100% think that's what won in the fight. McGregor's focus went, oh, man, my leg hurts. And then he got knocked out. So that's where I am with that. And number 2, this proves that, in my mind, that Conor McGregor does not fight enough right now to be successful.
No,
You
and
can't
he said
fight-
that too.
Right. You can't fight once a year and expect to be successful every single time. If you want to fight, you have to be fighting, I would say, at least 3 times a year to be successful. And he's not doing that right now. Part of that was due to COVID. In 2020, he said he wanted to fight 3 times, and that obviously didn't happen. He only fought once. And he's fought once so far in 2021. So we'll see what the future holds for Conor McGregor. And I do have one more thing for you guys. Do you guys think that if Khabib retires, Poirier should get the title automatically?
I thought Khabib already retired.
Not officially. He's not officially retired. He's still the lightweight champion.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't thought about it too much, but where everything stands now, that makes sense. But McGregor and Poirier are already... I mean, there will be a date set for round 3 before we know it. So maybe after that one, you figure it out, I guess. That's what I'm going to roll with.
Fair enough. That's a good assessment. Brady?
I mean, yeah. If he retires, then you can't. I mean, I wouldn't like straight away name him the heavyweight champion, or like sorry, not heavyweight, lightweight champion. But I mean, I would take Poirier and the next like whoever's like right behind him, and I would make them fight for it.
Isaac, that's also a good assessment, Brady. I like that.
I'm kind of in the middle between Matt and Brady. To be honest.
Elaboration.
I
He
mean,
likes yours and he likes mine, and he doesn't care which one happens.
Fair enough.
Elaborated.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Matt.
I'm
no,
sure that's
you just
exactly
didn't know
what
what
you
to
were
say.
say. And what about you, Clayton? What do you think that they should do? Just leave it up for grabs, or
What I would like to happen, I know this isn't going to happen, would be there's at another event this summer, I would love to see Khabib fight Dustin Poirier for the title. And then I would like to watch Conor McGregor fight Nate Diaz for a third time to complete that trilogy.
That'd be really solid. I like that.
I think that would be something that UFC fans could enjoy because there's two good fights on that card. And yeah, I don't think that will happen. Is Khabib retired? I don't know. He said that he didn't see anything impressive at UFC 257, so we'll see.
yeah, you said McGregor wanted to fight 3 times last year, and obviously he only got his one.
Right.
And it's only January. He's got his first one in this year, and he's got 3 different fights sitting there waiting for him at this point. At least 3 that I know of.
As long as he actually, would accept Jake Paul's challenge.
Well, I guess that would be 4. Because, I mean, he's got Poirier 3, Diaz 3, Jake Paul's challenge, and then everybody wants him and Khabib to square off again. So,
Fair enough.
I mean,
We'll see.
his windows are there for sure.
Right. It's just a matter of which one he ends up doing. I would love to see him do any of those 3. I think any of those 3 would be very entertaining.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Yep.
Speaking of Jake Paul, this morning it was announced that he's got his next fight set, and it's once again somebody who's not actually a boxer.
Or Conor McGregor.
It's a retired UFC fighter. What was his name? I don't remember his name.
Ben Askren
That's right. That's what it
is
was.
his name. I had never actually heard of this guy, to be completely honest. I didn't really pay attention to the UFC or anything like that when he was fighting. But unknowingly, I've actually seen him fight one time.
Really?
If you search the fastest UFC knockout on YouTube, he is the victim of it. He's not the giver. He is the victim of it.
That's a bad rap to have.
I
That's
never
wild.
knew that was him.
So, Clayton, I'm gonna ask you because obviously you're the most in depth into the UFC, boxing, etc. What are your thoughts on Jake Paul? Like, obviously, it was impressive when he destroyed Nate Robinson, and we think maybe he's the real deal. But once again, he goes into a fight where the other guy might as well have as much experience as he does.
I thought I'm going to start with the Nate Robinson fight because that's the one that's still kind of fresh in everyone's minds, and that's one that we watched. I thought that he was going to win that fight from the start. I really did. I thought that he was kind of in a zone. He trained with a Hall of Fame trainer for his fight before that, so he knew what he was doing. Obviously, it showed. Nate Robinson was inexperienced. But with Ben Askren, like I said, I'd never heard of this guy before today. He will have more of an idea of what to do than a Nate Robinson or an Eason Gibb, that was his first opponent, would. So I think that this one will probably be better. But at the end of the day, MMA and boxing are two completely different disciplines. Throwing an MMA punch is a lot different than throwing a boxing punch, if that makes any sort of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, until, in my opinion, Jake Paul fights like an actual contender for boxing, someone with a lot of boxing experience, I can't say he's the real deal, but I could definitely say he has the tools to get there at some point.
So which side? I'll get all three of your responses. Which side is Jake Paul on? Is he on the he's just blowing smoke and he's getting all these fights, but they're not against people who are actually good and know what they're doing just to make himself look good, and he's a faker? Or is he just taking his time, going slow, and building his way into it?
I'm going to say he's taking his time because his opponents obviously have steadily gotten better. He started with a YouTuber. He moved to a professional athlete in Nate Robinson. Obviously, Nate Robinson was a talented athlete. You have to be if you're going to win the dunk contest 3 times at 5'9". And now he's moving up the chains to someone who actually has some experience with fighting. So, take that as you will, but I think that he is trying to slowly build himself up and hopefully eventually face actual boxing competition instead of YouTubers or guys that aren't familiar with the sport necessarily.
Okay. What about you, Isaac?
I think he's building up to be a professional boxer.
Okay. Same page. So Brady?
I'm gonna agree with all of you guys. I think that he's gonna progress. I agree that it's gonna be a good fight. I think it'll be a very good fight for Jake Paul to gain experience on his way to becoming a real boxer.
Yeah. He's just annoying to me because, his call-outs are Conor McGregor and guys like that are top of fighting in general. And then he settles for a guy who's already retired. And so he's blowing all the smoke, but at the same time he's staying back, working, getting better, and building his way up there.
Yeah.
So would you say you're on the side that we are, that he's slowly starting to build himself up?
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I just think he's giving off the persona of the other side, and it's kind of annoying. And I would love to see one of those guys that he challenges say, okay, fine, and just watch his eyes grow 10 times the size and be like, oh, crap, this is actually going to happen, and then get his butt kicked.
It'd be hilarious.
Would be.
But I don't think I'm going to be lucky enough for that. So, on to the next, I guess.
One last thing before we move on. Ben Askren's MMA record is 19-2 with 1 no contest. I forgot to say that at the beginning.
No contest is when they get disqualified, right?
Right. He had a accidental eye poke in one of his fights. So, ruled a no contest.
I will do it.
It's
all
pretty
right, that's
sad
all I
when you're 19-2 and one of your 2 losses was the fastest knockout.
Took 5 seconds.
Are you serious?
UFC 239. Look it up.
Oh my gosh. I'll look it up in a little bit.
Wild.
Wild scenes, wild scenes.
Where are we going next?
I mean, I guess if we are going to go wild scenes, I guess we probably should go MLB to talk about the wildest scene of it all.
You don't think the Blue Jackets trade was wild?
Oh, I think it's wild, but I think the whole Michael Brantley to the Blue Jays at noon, and then by the time 1:30 rolls around, they go, oh no, he didn't actually sign with the Blue Jays. And then by 3, he re-signed with the Astros. That was wild. I mean, I know that sometimes MLB reporters don't always get it right, but they're usually really good about it. So the entire sports world was blowing up in the MLB, at least in the MLB. So I guess the MLB world was blowing up because, wow, the Blue Jays decided George Springer and Michael Brantley. Now what are they going to do? They're going to trade an outfielder for pitching? What are they going to do? Then 1:30 rolls around.
Just kidding, it doesn't matter.
This just in. Michael Brantley has not reached deal with the Blue Jays. Blue Jays remain favorite. Another hour and a half goes by. Michael Brantley is re-signed with the Astros for 2 years, $32 million. I'm like, he literally just got off of that. What do you mean? So, like, well, because, like, when MLB Trade Rumors tweeted it, I was like, oh, that's probably just the one from last year. Then I was like, wait, no, that's happening. Oh, I don't know why, but oh. But I mean, like, everyone was on the Brantley to Toronto thing because, like, Brantley and Springer are like best friends. So everyone was like, "Oh wow, oh we didn't think that they'd go together, but they did." And now, obviously, that's not the case. It was just very interesting for sure.
Yeah, I want to know the background of that. Like, yeah, obviously it's not out yet, but it'll come out eventually. It'll all surface of what actually happened between Brantley and Toronto, if anything happened at all. Because like they said in the NBA for the Kings and Bucks, they said the Bogdan Bogdanovich trade was like a done deal, and they were just waiting for trades to open up for it to happen. And then he came out and was like, "Hey, I had no word in this, no," and then made his way to the Hawks. It was like, oh, huh. And then
Yeah, that was wild.
So I wonder if like the Blue Jays end up getting in some sort of trouble for this or anything.
See, I don't think that's gonna get in trouble. I don't think they're gonna get in trouble with anything. I don't know. It was like a Blue Jays blogger that like said that they had agreed to a deal. So I don't know, because like sometimes like small accounts like will actually hear that, like that stuff like that happened with the whole Corey Kluber thing. Like I think it was somebody from John Boy Media actually. I think is one of that. It was like Talking Baseball. They announced the Corey Kluber to the Yankees, and then everybody else was like posting about it, and they're just like, "Hey, I said that first," and then everyone had to backtrack credit. But with this, since it's wrong, it's completely different. So I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but yeah, I don't think the Blue Jays are gonna be in trouble at all. So,
Are you still sticking with your hot take that the Blue Jays end up in the World Series next year?
yeah, I do, especially now that they're it came out that they're one of the 2 finalists to add Chris Bryant. So I'm gonna the other one being the Mets, but I mean the way the Mets have floundered after getting Lindor makes me think that the Blue Jays will land KB and the Blue Jays will make a deep run. So the Blue Jays might not necessarily win, but they definitely will be in. I will stick to that. Until they don't make the playoffs, I will stick to it. But the only way they don't make the playoffs is if everyone gets injured. So, yep. I think that's it. Other than DJ LeMahieu a week or so ago, taking 6 years, $50 million a year instead of the probably 25 he deserves.
Yeah, whoever negotiated that contract should either be like very, very proud of themselves or like very, very disappointed that they didn't get him more money.
Well, it came out. I guess he wanted $90 million regardless of how many years. The only reason he took a 6th year was because so then the Yankees could be under the luxury tax. Like the Yankees are making a bunch of moves to get rid of money and then spend it. Like they just dumped $9 million on the Red Sox. It was their second trade with the Red Sox since like the 1900s. So it was their first since like 2014. But no, the Yankees are trying to dump money. They're looking at bringing back Gardner and trying to add somebody else. But they already added Kluber and LeMahieu, and they traded for Tyon from the Pirates. So I think the Yankees are also going to try to make a deep run. To me, the AL East and the NL East are the 2 most competitive divisions. Like yes, you have the NL West with the Dodgers and the Padres, but that's pretty much it out there. But I mean, so, to me, the NL East is the most like the NL East is the most competitive because 1 through 5, any of those teams really realistically could make the playoffs.
Well, since we're on the MLB, speaking of the National League a little bit, they officially denied the universal DH and expanded playoffs for this year. What do you guys think of that?
when that came out yesterday, I saw so the MLB offered the universal DH and player bonuses or like extra money for all the players in exchange for the expanded playoffs. So MLB is apparently really pushing for the expanded playoffs more than the DH, I guess. But I mean, I was getting surprised, especially when it came out that they were offering extra money. But I don't know. They just need to figure it out because spring training is less than a month away. So,
Yeah.
Clayton, what do you got on that?
My guy says nothing for 10 minutes, and we start up a new topic, and all he says is, yeah.
And he's the one who wanted to go to the MLB because he goes, wild scene to the MLB. Isaac?
What a guy. What a guy.
I guess the universal DH, what I like about a DH is we don't have to watch pitchers hit. I mean, can we all level on that? Nobody likes watching pitchers hit.
So there's only one pitcher I enjoy watching hit, and that's Madison Bumgarner.
I knew you were going to say that.
Hey,
So,
the man has double-digit career home runs. Come on now.
Hey, he's beating all of us combined, so.
yeah,
That's
big
actually
facts.
facts.
So that's the thing that I like about it. But also, like, part of baseball is playing small, bunting, putting on hit and runs. And I think without having a DH that's just supposed to basically be out there to swing for the fences, that kind of forces teams to revert back to that, which also makes the game more exciting. And I like having one league with a designated hitter and one league without one. I think that it, again, makes the league more interesting. So I'm okay with them not having the universal DH.
See, the thing is, you say it's more interesting, but that's because you know baseball. The reason why baseball, views is going down is because people think it's boring. The general public thinks it's boring. It's a lot more exciting to watch people smack home runs. I'm so sorry. To a general person, it's like, oh, yeah, pitchers. Okay, that's just a free out. All right, whatever. Oh, bunting. What's the point of that? Hit a home run. And then they switch the channel over to an AL game, and the third, fourth, and fifth guy in the lineup all blast home runs. They're like, oh, yeah, this game is way more fun when the other game just happens to be a super defensive game. A true baseball fan, like most of us, doesn't mind watching a game that ends 1-0. But to a general person in America, 9-5 is way more fun to watch.
That does make sense. To a casual fan, a universal DH probably sounds like a very good idea.
I mean, even to me, who's a diehard fan, to me, I like the universal DH not only because it obviously produces more offense, which means people are going to take more interest, but it also opens up another 15 jobs. So obviously, it's not really like a sport like at it, but I mean, it opens up 15 jobs. It's literally prolonging careers. It's helping revive careers. Because I mean, like Nelson Cruz, the man's 40 and still can put up 40 home runs a year. He's pretty much stuck to 15 teams right now in comparison to the third he could sign with. That's where Marcell Ozuna is going to be because, once again, Matt watched him be bad at defense firsthand. Then he was one of the NL League leaders in home runs because he played the DH most. He was the DH most of the year last year. And me. Like what Matt said about people getting bored. Everyone talks about how much more boring baseball is than football, but football games are actually statistically longer than baseball games. And technically, baseball games also have more action.
But the action isn't to the level that a football game is.
Yeah, which is part of the problem.
Physical contact action. You've said that exact line on this podcast before.
Oh, I know I have. It's definitely one of the further or earlier episodes.
Yes.
Huh?
Isaac's up to a grand total of 2 words in the last 10 minutes. Yeah, yes.
Oh, I thought you said yes, like someone came in your room.
Nope, not me.
That's why I said, huh? I was like, what? Isaac, can you actually elaborate on something, please?
I'll
Hey,
try.
if he's got no opinion, here I'll get him to elaborate. You ready? Isaac, what are your thoughts on the Blue Jackets trade?
Thank you for asking. Topic I was waiting for.
Then why'd you say to go to MLB next?
Oh my
Because I wanted
gosh.
to hear Brady's opinion about the MLB. So there we go.
All right. Anyways,
Columbus Blue Jackets. I like the trade. It was a good trade.
Anything
wow,
else?
wow. Give him a
That was a
standing
great
ovation for that
elaboration.
one.
Proud of
I don't
you.
know, but if he's done, I'm going next.
You know why Isaac thinks it was
I'm
a great trade?
done.
Because they won the next game 5-2. That's all he's got. We did win the next
No, I
game,
had
therefore it
more.
worked. I don't even know if the guys who got traded played, but it worked.
Now me to continue. So the Blue Jackets traded Dubois, him,
Sounded good to me.
and got a young, good future. I want to say I forget what position he
Which
plays.
one?
He's
What?
a right wing.
Yeah. One's a right wing, and then the guy with the longer name is a defender. I can't remember what his name is right now. I just know one of them is Patrick Kane.
It's Patrick
Yeah.
Laine, but
Oh, Liney.
Ooh,
What?
so close.
I thought it was Kane. I'm dumb. Hang on, let me find
Pretty
this.
sure Liney is the good star, I believe. I'll go double check that.
oh my
I'm
gosh.
glad we're all
Let's figure
really
out.
ready for this.
I was gonna say I don't know anything about the Blue Jackets, but I knew that they got Patrick Laine in return. So
Yeah.
fake fans.
I thought his name was Lane.
That's
I
right.
believe it's-
That's
I
what.
believe it's Laine.
Yeah, it's
I
Liney.
trust you a lot more than me, so
It's
Yeah.
Liney. I don't know why I was thinking Patrick Kane. That's another NHL player, though, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, he plays for the Blackhawks.
That would
Stupid Blackhawks. Moving on.
That would be it. That would be it.
Yeah. Patrick Laine is a good and upcoming future star of the NHL. I
A
firmly
future
believe
star.
that.
He already is one.
Well,
He's only 22. What he's saying is
Yeah.
he's going to develop even more.
Love that.
So he'll have time to develop and become better.
yeah. And we traded a guy that wasn't even playing hard for us.
So yeah, I was gonna elaborate on that there too.
So we definitely won this trade. And the Jack kid, or guy, or
Roslovic?
men, whatever you want to.
The defenseman from
Yeah.
Columbus.
Yeah, he's from Columbus originally.
Well, welcome home.
So, yeah, welcome home.
All right, so
Brady.
I'm up. Am I up now? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Yeah.
I want to go next.
Indeed.
I don't like you.
I mean, I knew you didn't like me, but
I've got fair enough. I've got two things on that whole trade. One of them I thought it was really funny that either the day before or the day of the trade, in a press conference, what was the guy's name? Was it
Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Luc Dubois.
Pierre-Luc Dubois. I knew it was Luc Dubois. I didn't know what else it was. Anyways, he said in a press conference, like I said, either the day before or the day of, that he wasn't playing well and needs to be better, but it'll get better over time or whatever. He was still playing into shape, kind of stuff like that. And then he was gone. I was like, well, I guess you'll figure that out somewhere else.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was there was people talking about how it's hard to get big stars to Columbus. And the only reason I saw that tweet was because it was retweeted and captioned on by a Columbus Crew writer that just said, that's interesting. Because, I mean, we're the best team in the MLS right now. So, obviously, it can't be that hard. If a soccer team was able to do it, why can't our hockey team do it? It must be, I say our hockey team. I don't even care about that hockey team. But it's not Columbus. It's the team.
You're talking about Columbus as a city when you said our.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, Matt. I know you hate them.
I don't hate them. They would be my second favorite team, I guess.
Sorry, it's Clayton that hates them.
It's true.
I don't hate them either, but I hate to break it to you. Maybe it's you that hates them, Brady. Stop being such a hater.
It might be. I don't know. I thought you hated them just because of the rivalry,
Hey.
Clayton.
Brady is, in fact, a crackhead.
There is no
so-
rivalry.
Yes, there is.
No, there
Oh,
isn't.
let's
Isaac.
hear
We
it.
don't
Let's
play
hear
in the
it.
same division.
Let's hear
on
it.
a normal
Debate. Let's
season.
hear it right now.
How is there a rivalry? Explain it to me.
There's a rivalry there, Clayton.
Where?
It might not be there anymore, but there
What,
used
meaning
to
there
be.
isn't one now?
When?
Yeah, the Blues and the Red Wings used to be rivals too, but that's barely a thing anymore too.
It's like
Exactly. We're not in the
that's
same
like the
division.
Yankees and the Tigers. So now they both suck.
We're
They are.
actually technically the Blues and the Red Wings are like best friends because we both hate the Blackhawks.
Yeah, teamwork.
That's facts.
Shut up, crackhead.
Wasn't here. Ha. I will embrace
Every time
that.
we talk about hockey,
I will embrace that,
can't wait.
bro. I bet if they named the fan section the Crackheads.
I can't wait to see you in your Kraken's jersey, your Kraken's sweatpants,
I won't get
your
sweatpants.
Kraken's hat, and then you've got like bloodshot like eyeglasses and like these fake teeth that there's only like 3 of them in there.
I don't know if I'll go that far, but jersey and hat I can definitely go for.
You have to. It's too late. We've already decided.
I don't know who's deciding my wardrobe, but that's fine.
It was a group decision. All in favor, say aye.
All opposed, say
Aye.
nay. Nay.
3-1, we win.
Sorry, that's 3-1.
This is what democracy.
I hate you. Solid Star Wars quote, but I hate you.
It actually wasn't the quote. It was just kind of the voice. Pledged his allegiance to the Republic for democracy.
Well, I've heard the quote all over TikTok, so it was relatively close. But I knew it was something like that. Give me a little credit. Yeah, because for some reason I'm on Star Wars TikTok, but it's only that quote and nothing else.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with Star Wars.
Oh, I know
TikTok.
there's not. But it's my turn now.
Yeah. Talk about
Yeah.
the Blue Jackets. Go for it.
Okay, so from everything I've seen, I mean, I already knew this, but the Blue Jackets absolutely fleeced Winnipeg. But I knew that. But Pierre-Luc Dubois wanted out of Columbus. He was renegotiating his deal with Columbus. He told their general manager that he wanted to go to a bigger stage. I mean, Winnipeg and Columbus are arguably the same general size.
I was gonna say, what makes Winnipeg bigger than Columbus?
Absolutely nothing. But I mean, the Blue Jackets front office though are a winner and a loser in this trade, solely for the fact that the Blue Jackets traded another star player, but got an even bigger star and a great defenseman as well. Patrick Laine though, feel bad. Does have to go to Columbus. They usually a first round exit, so I'm sure that's not what he wanted. But
Columbus population is in 2019 was 878,500, and for some reason the closest they'll give me for Winnipeg is 2017, but it was 750,000.
oof,
Oh, never mind. Here's the 2021, 817,000,
dang. So yeah, they're pretty close.
which still leaves Columbus bigger.
Oh yeah. So
Oh, because this one says Columbus's 2021 is 906,000.
So yeah, Dubois wins and loses there. But I mean, he's out. He wanted out. He actually got benched because everyone makes it sound like he was intentionally playing bad. So he got benched for the final 40 minutes because he seemed to quit on his teammates, essentially using poor play and a lackluster effort as leverage. But I mean, evidently it worked. But however,
It's just sad that works in sports nowadays.
Yeah.
But
however.
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the world we live in.
Yeah, but I mean, the Blue Jackets now have a rather large hole at the center position by trading away their best player, who's also 22. I mean, they gained a right wing in Laine, who's also 22, but we already talked about that. And Roslovich, who's again a defenseman from Ohio, also signed a 2-year deal as part of the trade. So Roslovich is going to be there for a couple years. I feel like they're probably going to attempt to re-sign Laine if they can. I don't remember if he's a free agent, but I think he might be.
Yeah, they have to sign Laine this year.
Yeah, I think they could do it. I think Laine will help bring Columbus to the next level.
Oh, so they're gonna win a playoff game this year?
Just one. Hey, hey man, they almost won one. They almost won one last year. They went like 7 OTs and then lost.
Yeah, don't get me
Bro, that
started
was
on
insane.
that.
I would
game.
love to get you started on that game.
Oh, it'd be so much fun. Let's do it.
It was so
Bro,
miserable.
Did you even watch it?
I watched
Yes,
like the
I
last
did.
like 6 OTs.
I think I fell asleep watching OTs. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't watching the game. I'll be honest.
That's all right.
Okay, you weren't. You didn't have to.
You were still sulking about Jimmy Howard.
Yeah.
But he's gone now, so it's okay. Clayton, what's your
It
take
is.
on
And
the
hopefully
trade?
he'll be a crackhead before we know it.
Hopefully. That's to the hockey gods. That is our prayer that Jimmy Howard ends up as a member of the
Hey
Seattle
man,
Kraken.
if Jimmy Howard can be the Udonis Haslem of the Seattle Kraken, that's fine with me. Doesn't play, but helps
No.
tutor.
Starting goaltender?
No, because he'll actually
Shut
play.
up.
He better not be the starting goaltender. They can find somebody in the draft.
And for the record, Isaac, I am looking at a site called NoRivalry.com, like no as in KNOW. It lists 12 teams ahead of the Columbus Blue Jackets as rivals of the Detroit
And they barely
Red
have
Wings.
any rivalries right now because they're bad.
I'm
How many
like,
teams are even
the
in
last
the
time
NHL?
I looked at the Blue Jackets
31
rivalry,
until
the
next
Red
season,
Wings-
Matt.
Yeah, so that's like half the league is before the Blue Jackets.
Including teams like the Anaheim Ducks. We play them twice a year. The St. Louis Blues, once again, we play them twice a year. The San Jose
The
Sharks.
San Jose Sharks.
Do I need to say it again? So, Columbus may have a rivalry with Detroit, but Detroit's main rivals right now are absolutely Chicago, Toronto, and Montreal.
I don't know who Seattle's
In
main
my
rival
mind.
will be.
Probably San Jose.
Whoever's
If I had to
closest.
guess.
I mean, say because Portland doesn't have a hockey team, and if they did, that'd
San
be
Jose or Vancouver.
probably Vancouver.
the
Probably
Canucks.
will be Vancouver. That's like the closest logical. No, I wish Portland had a team. That would be a fun rivalry. Portland versus Seattle.
All right, back to the trade. So, yeah, I'm not going to say anything that you guys haven't already said. Dubois wanted out. He got out. Columbus won the trade. They got a lot in return. I think that this could potentially be an important piece to the Blue Jackets, but like you brought up, Brady, they have a massive hole at the center spot right now that they're going to need to fill.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, this is the kind of intel I get by scrolling through sports apps during my 8 a.m.
But the real reason he wanted out is because of the coach.
Ooh,
Supposedly.
speaking of coaches, that reminds me of something else. Another thing about Dubois going to Winnipeg, his dad is actually a coach somewhere within like their system. So that's another little interesting piece. Sorry to interrupt the NHL here, but JT Realmuto is officially re-signed with the Phillies for $115.5 million.
You know what I have to say to that?
Absolutely nothing.
Bless you. Who the heck is that?
JT Realmuto,
Bless you.
the best catcher in the league.
I'm
Then why has
staring at
nobody
a
ever
poster
heard of him?
of the best catcher in the league. Thank you very much.
Sorry, the best catcher in 2021. What?
Brady?
Yadier Molina poster for
Who?
anybody listening.
What, Isaac?
Cares.
Wow.
You should.
And Isaac,
My
to
guy's
go
been
back
trying
with
to
what
get
you
that
said because it was
PlayStation
about the
party
coach.
for weeks. And the best he could come up with was throwing it in the middle of a podcast. Valiant effort, still horrible.
And I'm definitely leaving this in. I don't even care if it was actually
Absolutely.
good. I'm leaving this in because I'm going to turn the
Isaac,
crap on you.
to go back on your point about why you said that you thought it might be because of the coach, Dubois was quoted as saying, "I know for some people it might be that, well, that's the reason, but it's not. He was a hard coach. but I can take it. Nothing is personal. I grew up with a dad who was a coach. He always told me that if a coach challenges you, it's nothing personal. He just wants the best for you. That's how I see Coach, and I have nothing but respect for him. So I don't think it was because of the coach. I think it was just because he wanted a brighter spotlight.
I mean, he is going to hop into the Jets' top 6 there. So.
Oh, for sure. He should slide right into that starting lineup, no problem.
Yeah. He was the 3rd pick when he got drafted, so just saw that.
How many rounds does the NHL draft go?
I believe theirs is also 7, if I remember correctly. That's right, isn't it, Clayton? 7?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I think it's 7. Let me Google that really fast. I'm gonna say because I know the NBA is 2, the NFL is 7, and the MLB just depends on the year. Which I've never understood. They used to have a lot of rounds, like 70 some. Well, the NHL draft has 7 rounds.
Okay. Learn something new.
Does anyone have anything else on the NHL before we move on?
No, my team.
I'm just excited for July.
Kicks butt or gets their butt kicked, so there's not a lot to talk about.
July 21st.
Expansion draft?
Yes, sir.
Can't wait. We're gonna have a big party. Live reactions.
Heck yeah.
Might just have to.
I don't know, are we gonna be allowed at people's houses?
I mean, hopefully by then, yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Watch the Super Bowl together.
You know what? Maybe we should have just all gotten COVID, so then we could all be immune, and then we'd be fine.
I tried twice.
We should have just all went over to Clayton's house. We would have gotten it.
Semi-breaking news in baseball. Jose Ramirez is supposedly getting a trade very soon.
Where you see that at, you clown?
Baseballrumors.com.
Where are you looking at this, Isaac? I have not seen any of this.
Fuzzy, the Indians fan.
How long ago was that posted? How long?
minutes ago. 11 minutes ago.
Yeah, well, Fuzzy's amount of insider information is about as good as your insider information.
I'm just saying it might
No,
happen.
it's not.
It's not going to happen.
They last said something about that like 3 or 4 weeks ago. 3 or 4 weeks ago, and that's all that's been said about it. He has 3 years left on a team-friendly contract. If they're going to trade him, it's going to be at July, and only if he's playing well.
All right. Should we move on to the NBA?
Yes, please, before I rage more.
I feel like to start the NBA, you have to give our shout-outs to Kobe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a year ago.
For sure. 1 year ago today.
Rest in peace to the Mamba. After that, I'll head on over to Karis LeVert. He had successful surgery today.
I was going to say that, yeah.
For his kidney. He had a growth on his kidney.
Good for Karis LeVert. Once again, wonder of the trade of Karis LeVert. Figured I'd say it in audio this time. But I'm actually going to start off the NBA section by talking about this week's power rankings.
Brady only ends this in because his team's actually playing well.
Yeah. The Jazz have unseated the Lakers for the number 1 spot.
I want to know who made that ranking.
That's not going to last.
I'm going to say I know it probably won't last. They've won 8 in a row though, and I actually started listening to a Jazz podcast because Matt inspired me. And I mean, if the Jazz can somehow find a way to keep it up, and they somehow by the end of the year have the 1 seed, they won't have to play the Lakers and the Clippers. They'll have to play one of them. Ideally. Actually, yeah, that's actually true. As long as the Lakers and Clippers are the 2 and 3.
I would say, yeah, they'd have to be 2 and 3.
Which, I mean, that's likely. So, unless somebody's arm falls off. But yeah, the Lakers. I think it was on Bleacher Report. No, it was a different one. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Bleacher Report also has Jazz listed as number 1. ESPN still has the Lakers at 1 from yesterday, but what the heck? This is wild.
They still have the Jazz.
Oh
at
no,
3.
no, this one's CBS Sports. This one's CBS Sports. Everyone's power rankings are different. ESPN has them at 3, Bleacher Report has them at 2, and CBS has them at 1. But yeah, they had the Lakers at 3. I mean, the Jazz have won 8 in a row. Gobert has a double-double in the last 5
They're
games.
shooting their 3-pointers at like 50%, and they're never going to keep that up.
Yeah.
No
The
chance.
podcast was talking about that yesterday. That I listened to. They've been shooting 40%, like 40% of their total shots are threes. But something interesting that I learned yesterday, they are actually trying to match Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert's minutes.
Well, yeah.
And evidently it's working because Conley's playing really well this year and Gobert's on the uptick.
Conley's a great passer. That's the only way they're going to get Gobert's in the offense if they do like pick and rolls and lobs.
So yeah, I mean, obviously it's really odd to talk about my team as a full group instead of just me rambling on about them beating forwards. But I mean, I think they're playing really well. I suddenly forgot who they played tonight. I think they played the Knicks tonight. I'm hoping I can find that on YouTube TV.
The number 1 defense in the league. I actually don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah, Julius Randle.
They were up there.
I don't even know, but I don't know. I'm just scared of Julius Randle dominating us.
I would thoroughly enjoy that.
I don't know. All I know is that the streak at some point is going to end because I'm pretty sure after the Knicks we play the Mavericks twice and then
that's all right. Just wait till you play the Timberwolves again.
So,
yeah,
that might have been one of the last times
Timberwolves
lost,
with
actually.
neither of their top 2 players right now.
Actually, no, I think the Knicks was actually our last loss. I'm not gonna lie.
So, Clayton, where would you put the Jazz
in
the power rankings right now?
Top 5, for sure. With the way that they're playing right now, for sure. Anyone who doesn't have them in the top 5 right now, I don't know. I think that that's where they belong. But I don't know. Can they keep it up? Maybe. They just have to keep shooting, keep playing like a team, and keep Rudy Gobert in the offense.
What about you, Isaac? Before
the Knicks was their last loss.
What about you?
I probably would say top 3.
Okay.
Care to elaborate?
I mean, I would have LA at
Which one?
LA at 1, LA at 2. You guys can decide from there.
I mean, I'm just gonna put the Lakers number 1 just because they beat the Cavs by 8 last night.
Well, joke's on you. I'm gonna put the Lakers at 1 because they deserve it. So
that's also. Hey, well, ooh. I mean, the Lakers are playing well. I'll go.
They're undefeated on the road for a reason.
I did not realize they were undefeated on the road. That's actually very interesting, but I'm not surprised. I was hoping the Cavs would win that last night, but you know.
Yeah, I would have the Lakers at 1, Clippers at 2, and then Jazz at 3.
Oh, no. The Clippers right now are without Paul George and Kawhi.
Because of COVID.
And Pat Bev, actually.
But before, that probably would be the order.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the Clippers because their only 2 starters that are currently there are Zubats and whoever their 2 is because Pat Bev, Paul George, and Kawhi are all 3 out. Yeah.
Yeah, so realistically, teams that I would have in a normal time, teams that I would have above the Jazz are the Lakers, the Clippers, the way that Joel Embiid is playing, maybe the Sixers, a fully healthy Heat, a fully healthy Celtics. But the Celtics have been down at least Jason Tatum for a long time. Jaylen Brown can't carry that team on his own, especially with an unhealthy Kemba Walker, too. The Heat have been without Bam for certain times, Jimmy Butler for a while, and Tyler Hero's hurt right now.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler has COVID right now, doesn't he?
I'm not sure on that.
Well, I'm pretty sure he and Tyler Hero were both out against the Nets the other night. So.
The Sixers don't have Joel Embiid, or at least they didn't yesterday. And Ben Simmons played like crap because he can't carry that team because everybody knows how to guard him now.
Yeah, and he needs Embiid to get his assists. That's how they win games.
So, and then like you said, the Clippers are missing both Kawhi and Paul George right now. So if I had to make a power ranking today, the Jazz would probably be 2. I'd probably still keep them above the Nuggets because the Nuggets just haven't played well recently. But they're also just getting Michael Porter Jr. back from COVID, so that'll help them out too.
Yeah.
But there's
the Nuggets are actually the 4th seed right now too
in the power rankings.
I don't know. I just want them to play the Lakers because I know that's gonna be a really good game.
I disagree. Because I don't think they match up well at all. They
don't play the Lakers till like the end of February.
I don't think the Jazz have
to
2 guys that can guard LeBron and AD. Because Gobert can only guard one of them, and even then, AD's a lot quicker than Gobert is. And then who's going to guard LeBron? Royce O'Neal?
Freaking Boyan.
Yeah. They could put Bogdanovich and Joe Ingles on them together, and they still wouldn't be able to stop him.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know.
KCP probably on Donovan Mitchell, maybe Dennis Schroeder.
Does anyone have
Let me
anything
check-
else in the NBA?
Let
for
me
good
just
of
check
the order?
the notes here real quick. Yeah, the Bailey beating the Heat.
Glowing too.
A not healthy Heat either. They let Bam score career high like 40 points or something like that.
Yeah, they do not look good.
I saw a rumor today where they were trying to get Kevin Love and who was the other one? Oh, it was JaVale McGee. And before any of you say anything, I'm going to address what you're thinking. I have no idea where they would get money to fit Kevin Love's contract into their team.
My dad said that this morning. I'm like, where the hell are they going to get money for Kevin Love?
Can you even imagine that? A starting 5 of Kyrie, Harden, KD, K-Love, and JaVale. Because they're definitely going to have to get rid of DeAndre Jordan in some way, shape, or form if they want any sort of money.
Yeah, so they're going to score 100 points in their starting 5. They're going to score 10 points off their bench, and they're going to give up 140 because they don't have a single really good defender.
Like, what are they even going to trade? The Houston basically owns their capital. Like, what?
Well, Luau Cabarrot's a good young piece. They've got a couple guys over there.
Fair enough, and Cleveland will probably take anything right now for K-Love.
Honestly, if they want
trade
K-Love,
for
they
a
can have
second-round pick in freaking 2035.
I don't even think that's legal.
Could you even imagine?
No.
I mean, I don't have anything else in the NBA, though.
Yeah, I'm done with the NBA.
Same.
Absolutely.
On to the
Alright.
NFL.
Brady, you got your hot take first, or what?
No, no, we can't
We'll
save that for last. But I will save that game for last. So we're gonna start with the championship weekend review, but we're gonna start in the AFC championship game because, yeah, we're just gonna start there, and I'm gonna roll it over to Isaac first, actually.
I mean, I'll just start on Stephon Diggs. Forcing himself to watch Chiefs trophy presentation.
That gave me the vibes from that one corner from Cincinnati, UC, because he did that after they lost to Georgia.
Yeah. What do you guys think on it? Was it smart
it's going to be a
move?
huge motivator, that's for sure.
Say it didn't mean anything.
He was just watching.
He's just, man, that should have been me, and next year I'm going to come back and I'm going to be there.
Yeah, I think when Diggs' contract comes up, he's going to re-sign in Buffalo long term. So
him and Josh Allen will be together for a long time.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah. Yes.
They'll become kind of like the first thing that comes to mind, I guess, for me would be like a Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson type duo.
Ooh, I need to look at that and just make sure I sent you that, Matt, because I saw something I hope I sent to you. But anyway, as you continue.
I mean, the Chiefs definitely played the better game there. So, it wasn't a big surprise that the Chiefs
I'm just going to
won.
point out,
So,
I literally
pretty
said,
much all I have.
Romo was commentating, game over.
You did.
Oh, I'm going to
It was
send
actually
something
quite
that
funny.
I just saw into our group chat. But meanwhile, Matt, do you want to put out, or do you want to say what your thoughts were on the game then?
Sure, why not? I am going to cheat a little bit. I'll go with the whole day. I think I kind of screwed myself before games even started because I hyped up the AFC and NFC championship games. I hyped them up to myself a lot. I was excited for a chess match between the Bucs and the Packers, and for it to just be a really exciting, mostly defensive game, but I mean, obviously some big plays from two of the best quarterbacks that we've seen in a long time. And I mean, if you think about it, yeah, it was kind of a defensive game because at the end, it was an interception one direction and then a sack the other. And the ball just kept being given back and forth. But the Packers blew that game so much. And then the next game, I was really hoping to see a lot of Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, touchdown. And then back the other way, Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, touchdown. And for it to just be a shootout back and forth. And then like 60, 70 points scored in that game. And then, you know, a stat came across the board in like the fourth quarter and Diggs had like 2 catches for 24 yards.
Yeah, Diggs got clamped up big time.
Yeah. And even when Allen did throw to him, most of them were uncatchable and were just bad passes. And we're just kind of like, here, I hope you can do something with this.
Yeah.
And it was honestly kind of the same way in the Packers game. Devontae Adams ended up with plays and a touchdown, whatever. But there was plenty of other impact that could have come from him. And some of them were his fault. Some of them were Rodgers' fault. But overall, they were good games, but I was a little disappointed on Sunday.
Yeah. Clayton?
I'm with you on that one, Matt.
Because I know you watched it. I know you watched it, at least the Bills game.
Yeah, I watched most of the Tampa Bay versus Packers game, and you guys have hit the nail on the head for the most part. But the only thing I really want to bring up is Tom Brady really did not look good at all, particularly in the third quarter of that game. He started throwing interceptions. He was out of his rhythm. And against a team like the Chiefs, who have 2 very good offensive pass catchers with 2 solid running backs, those mistakes are going to cost you a lot more than against the Packers, who I think would have lost to the Chiefs if they played head-to-head right now.
Did you guys see the meme?
So that's my only
That
comments
was
on
like Jameis Winston watching from home as Tom Brady throws 3 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in the AFC Championship game. He's like, hey, wait a minute. I could have done that.
That's funny.
It was hilarious. And the other one I saw which I thought was ironic, was Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell are both playing in the Super Bowl with no Big Ben.
I saw that without Big Ben.
To think one of them will win the Super Bowl before Big Ben since the 2010s. Because he won his last Super Bowl in 2008? 2009? It was one of those years. I just know the 2010 Super Bowl, they lost to Green Bay. But, yeah, Clayton, what's your take on the Chiefs game?
I didn't watch as much of that one, but I thought that the Bills could win, but obviously they're not there yet. You know, they have some questions to answer this offseason, and I'm really looking forward to the Super Bowl because neither one of these teams' defenses are going to be able to completely lock down the other offense. It's just going to be more about who can slow them down enough.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Clayton, did you end up getting to see the fight? I only saw like the end of it. There was a fight because they sacked Josh Allen.
There
What fight?
wasn't really a fight. They were pushing Josh Allen
Was it like an
back,
NFL
and the
pushing
referees
match?
finally blew the whistle, and then the Chiefs guy took him down, and Josh Allen threw the ball back at the guy's helmet. Like, he was, like, laying on the ground, like, tossed the ball at him. So the guy got up, stood over top of him, and the Bills lineman got mad, came over, and decked him. And that was about it.
Then the penalties offset. Everyone was like, "Excuse me."
Yeah, it was like, I think Tony Romo said it was like 100 yards one way, 15 yards the other, so we're just going to offset them. At that point,
I only saw part of it.
in the
No,
game,
I did not see that.
it
for
was
the record.
like 3 minutes left, and the Bills were down like 2 touchdowns or something like that. So it's like the game was really over, and the referees just didn't want it to get out of hand. So they were like, all right, we're just going to call it a day, offset them, kill it. Don't worry about it. I mean, they definitely did the right thing, but yeah, it was.
I'm just still confused by ESPN's tail of the tape when they said that Buffalo had the advantage at QB and wide receiver.
Yeah, that was.
Speaking of Buffalo's wide receiving core, Cole Beasley led that team in receptions and receiving yards on a broken fibula.
I saw that. That makes Michael Thomas.
Come on,
weak.
son, God, you got to be better.
Yeah, speaking of Michael Thomas, the beef between him and Carlton Davis is freaking hilarious. But, I don't know. I definitely think the Bills showed that they belonged there, but that they still have stuff to address. For me, the Super Bowl is quite literally the lesser of two evils, but, you know, I'd rather see Brady succeed elsewhere than see a back-to-back, because that hasn't happened since the 03-04 Patriots team.
Yeah, I'd rather see anybody but Tom Brady win the Super Bowl. So
I've seen a lot of people say that this is the first time that they'll ever root for Tom Brady to win a Super Bowl. I've seen a lot of people say that.
I'm against this entire playoffs. I've been against Tom Brady and I've been against the Corvettes. And other than that, I don't care who wins.
The Pittsburgh Corvettes. They should rebrand to that.
The Corvettes.
Once Big Ben's out, they can resign Juju.
Talking about the Super Bowl, let's move into our...
We don't want to hear your opinions.
Yeah.
No, we only talked about the AFC game.
I thought you guys went before me. Go ahead.
Isaac, you go first.
Go ahead.
I do have a massive hot take. It's why you're going first.
You have a massive hot take. So, Green Bay, Tampa Bay. I watched about the fourth quarter.
I think the fourth quarter.
Play. I watched, and I'm like, oh look, Green Bay scored. Okay, they're down by 5. Go for 2. The freaking wide receiver,
and that was the beginning of the end.
The 2-point conversion.
He botched that, and that was the beginning of the end.
Was it?
Yeah, I watched most of that game though. So Isaac, if you're done.
Yeah. Then off, and I saw Brady drive down the field and score, and now I'm like,
you didn't even watch the end.
Turned it off.
Raise your hand if you're surprised. I know we're remote, but even the fans have their hands up too. Brady, what did you think about the AFC game, since Isaac didn't even watch the end of it? Which was much more important than the 2 plays that he watched.
Well, everyone's been talking about 2 things.
Roger should have ran it.
One of them... We'll see, that's what I was going to bring up first. But if we're talking about the same time that Rodgers should have ran it, the reason he didn't is because there were 2 defenders off to the side, because the TV angle and Rodgers' angle are 2 completely different things sight-wise. Because, the TV angle, you can see everything. And Aaron Rodgers, you had 2 super fast defensive linemen behind him that he couldn't even see, and then 2 other defenders outside that would have beat him to the end zone. That's why Rodgers did.
Okay, you want the retort to that?
What?
He did it on he had it on 2nd and goal and in 3rd and goal. And you know what he did in the game before that? He gave a hard ball pump fake one way. Ball fake, wrong sport. He gave a hard pump fake to a receiver one way, made them completely jump, and that was just enough for him to reach the ball across the end zone. Which is exactly what he should have done twice that possession. But he didn't do it. He tried to force it. So I still think you're wrong, but yeah, obviously his view is different. But no, if he would have given a hard pump fake where he did throw it to Adams, every single one of those defenders would have jumped that way because he's a much more of a threat than Rogers' legs are.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yards
I
are
agree.
yards. I mean, it's still better to be on the 4-yard line than the 8 or wherever he was.
Yeah, I agree. And now, the other play was Matt LaFleur kicking the field goal on 4th down.
Botched it.
Yeah, that was a terrible play call. Obviously, put him down by 5. And obviously, Green Bay ended up losing. And in Aaron Rodgers' press conference after the game, he goes, well, that wasn't my decision. Then followed it up with, like, I'm pretty sure a reporter asked him about, like, the future of the team. He goes, well, there's a lot of guys whose futures are uncertain, mine included. So there's a whole lot of Aaron Rodgers trade speculation right now. I think Bill Belichick will make a play for Aaron Rodgers. Now, whether the Packers will... Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur are going to butt heads all offseason, especially over that. Now, whether Green Bay will actually let him out is completely different. But I'm sure if Aaron Rodgers is going to force his way out, then they're not going to stop him because, I mean, they have Jordan Love. And ever since they drafted Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers has been like, I mean, I have to prove myself. And then even then, they kind of screwed over Aaron Rodgers. So if I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm done in Green Bay. I want out. I'm tired of them being idiots. So I think Bill will make a play for Aaron Rodgers.
What about the Packers organization makes them idiots?
Well,
is it the consistent success that gets you, or that they were actually able to keep their amazing quarterback?
No. The reason Aaron Rodgers is so angry right now is because they consistently make the playoffs, and then somebody not named Aaron Rodgers consistently chokes the playoffs away. And I think he's tired
Aaron
of
Rodgers didn't exactly play a perfect game.
Well, you cannot
blame that game completely on the coach. You can't blame it completely on Aaron Rodgers. I think you're insane. I think Aaron Rodgers will be a Packer next season, and he definitely will not be going to Bill Belichick.
I 100% agree with that. There's no chance the Packers organization deals him to the New
Aaron
England
Rodgers
Patriots.
has every right to be angry after that game. It happens. But there's also no way that if Aaron Rodgers looked at Coach LaFleur and said, I've got this, that LaFleur would have been like, all right, take the floor. I don't think Aaron Rodgers put up a fight. And he probably should have. Because, I've watched Packers games, and, you can tell that Rodgers and LaFleur coach together. It is not completely LaFleur's team. It is Rodgers' team. He's just the young guy behind the scenes pulling his strings. I think Rodgers is going to be, if anything, I think their relationship is getting stronger after this. It happened. They're on to the next one. They're going to make their team better for next year, and they're going to make another run.
Okay, but here's where I'm going to continue.
Good luck.
I did not also say this winter. There's an out in Aaron Rodgers' contract after this upcoming season. Green Bay has an out. If they don't like what they see, which I doubt that they will. I'm not 100% sure if the out is who has the out, if it's Green Bay or Aaron Rodgers, but there's an out next year. And I think if that out is exercised, I genuinely think that most clubs without a rock solid quarterback will go after Aaron Rodgers. And I think he'll be 41 after next year.
So you want your team to take a random 1-year shot on another quarterback so you can bring in a 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers after that?
No, I want them to try to bring in Aaron Rodgers to mentor who they're going to bring after him.
He's insane.
Yeah, right, there's no chance that Aaron Rodgers ever puts
even
on
if it's not a New England Patriots uniform, do you see him in any other uniform?
No, he's going to retire in green and gold.
I agree. I think that he has given that organization everything he has.
And I think this is his last contract,
they will do everything in their
power
to keep
this.
him.
And what's his name? Jordan Love? Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
You will already have, 2 years underneath him
Jordan
at that point?
Yeah.
It'll
Mm-hmm.
be his time. He'll be 22, 23 years old at that point, 23, 24 max. It'll be his time to step into that position. Obviously, he's not Aaron Rodgers, but that's one heck of a guy to be learning underneath of. I love the hot take,
Yeah.
but there's not
Well,
a chance.
see, here's another thing with me on that. By the time
No.
if they let Rodgers stay until after 2023, they'll only have one contract year of Jordan Love before they have to extend him. But Jordan Love will be an impending free agent by the time Rodgers is done. They'll have his 5th-year option. That's a lot of money to pay for a first-year starter.
Is it?
I mean, depends on the year, but sometimes it's like $15 million. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I'd want to pay $15 million to a guy who's out on the bench for 4 years.
I would. Why not? All he's done is learn and grown. And obviously, he's not just going to sit there all 4 years. He's going to get playing time.
The Packers are good enough to where they can destroy teams. He'll play the second half of beatdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think the Packers are in an interesting situation with everything going down, especially with the amount of players that they have coming up to the free agent market here for the next couple of seasons. But, I mean, there are a lot of people that never thought Tom Brady would leave either.
I was on that.
Which is another spot I'm at.
I thought Tom Brady would leave. I thought that once rumors started coming out about Tampa Bay,
but
What was that when free agency started or before then? Before the Super Bowl.
What?
We're
That was
talking
before the
like
Super
when he was
Bowl.
still on the
I'm
team.
talking 2018.
Like-
I thought Tom Brady was
Right.
a for lifer with the Patriots. I figured him and Bill Belichick would win one more Super Bowl in the next few years. Again, I'm talking 2018. Win one more Super Bowl in the next few years, and then they just retire together. They would retire, Julian Edelman would retire, Gronk would retire, and they'd all just walk out the door at the same time with 7 rings or whatever, 6 rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess Aaron Rodgers leaving is not out of the realm of possibility, but I don't see it happening.
Honestly, the only 3 quarterbacks that I never thought would leave were Brady, Breeze, and Rodgers. And I mean, I guess you could sometimes throw Phillip Rivers in there, but 2 out of the 4 left.
I never considered Phillip Rivers on their level, so.
Well, I mean, I didn't never considered him on their level either. I just never thought that he'd go to a different team. I'd never pictured him outside of the Chargers. But I mean, speaking of Breeze and Rivers, both retired. Saints and Colts are both going to look to move forward.
Rivers and Breeze are the only 2 that have left so far, correct?
Well,
Yeah,
as
so
Breeze
far,
said,
technically. And Stafford has asked for a trade request. That's it so far.
Has Breeze really came out and said he's retiring now?
He did it like the day of.
Yeah, Yeah, and even if it wasn't like straight from Drew Brees, you could tell by his reactions the way he was walking off the field that you could tell he was done.
Yep.
He was just taking everything in. So
He's coaching his son's youth teams now, I'm sure.
Bro, could you even imagine going to school, trying out for football, be like, "This is Coach Breeze." You're just like,
It's like, have you guys seen
Hi.
those memes where LeBron James Jr., Bronny, doesn't want to wear either of his dad's numbers, so people don't know who he is? Then a guy commented,
that was
LeBron
a joke when
James
he was
Jr.
in like junior high or something like that. He said that
that's wild.
before
Entering
he
the game.
really understood how it worked, I guess.
LeBron James Jr. Man, I wonder who that guy is.
Number 4. Nah, that can't be him.
Yep.
Joke's on you. There's secretly a second LeBron James no one knows about.
If I had to guess, there's probably somebody in the world named LeBron James that isn't related to them.
That'd be wild.
And that kid's parents messed up.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But anyway, So yes, Breeze and Rivers retiring. Stafford requesting a trade. Those 3 teams are part of what could arguably be the biggest QB carousel in NFL history, especially with also Deshaun Watson being on the move. The Panthers might be looking at trading Teddy Bridgewater.
There's a lot of teams that their position is open. I don't remember what the number I saw was.
There's a lot.
Nearly half the league doesn't
Yeah.
guaranteed quarterbacks for next season.
Yeah. I mean, Trubisky's out. Stafford's out.
Yeah, the Bears are open. The Lions are open. Jets are open.
The Eagles.
Eagles, Jaguars, Texans.
But you know what?
I mean, I wouldn't really call
open.
The Cleveland Browns. We didn't ask.
But I told you anyway, Brady.
Dang, that's my line. What the heck?
See, the question is, Buccaneers open for a quarterback job for next season?
No.
Only if Brady wins the Super Bowl.
No, Tom Brady has another year left at $30 million. He's not going to retire this year.
No. Suck it up for $30 million. He'll be fine.
Yeah, they signed him for 2 years, $60 million. No way. He might retire after next year, but
I could see them picking up a quarterback though.
Oh yeah,
like to mentor.
Yeah, draft somebody. Unless they already have somebody behind him, I don't know who their backup is.
Blaine Gabbert
right now is Blaine Gabbert. Yeah.
Yeah, because they had Josh Rosen on the practice squad, but the 49ers picked him up. That's another team with a QB job opening. Technically, I mean, realistically, all the NFC East teams not named the Giants. Even then, the Giants realistically should have an open QB job.
Yeah, they need.
Yeah, I would not say that Jones has that locked down.
Yeah, the entire NFC East could theoretically have different quarterbacks, but I'm just gonna assume Dak's gonna resign. Yeah. To me, though, like out of the teams that are definitely gonna end up with a new quarterback, the only one that isn't technically open is Jacksonville. But that's because we already know who they're gonna take. They've been on the clock since the mid-December.
Yeah, I've said this on the podcast before, and I will say it again. If they don't pick Trevor Lawrence and I'm Urban Meyer, I'm quitting. Plain and simple, I am quitting.
Well, I mean, I think they're just gonna let Urban Meyer pick whoever the heck he wants. I mean, you might as well. You're paying the man $12 million. But yeah, no. Essentially, the Jets have been on the clock since they picked up a win. Whether they take Fields or trade for a guy like Deshaun Watson, who knows? That could be interesting. But no, I'm just very interested to see how the landscape of the league is going to change, because obviously the quarterback is the most important position on the field. Obviously, you need not only the physical qualities, but the intangibles like leadership and determination are also massively important. But I'm also interested to see where some teams will go like halfway through the season next year. Like a team like the Steelers, who now have Haskins behind Big Ben. Very interested to see how that goes. If Big Ben's playing like garbage, do they just let Big Ben ride it out? Or do they sit Ben and have him help mentor Haskins as a starter? Or what do they do there?
What's Big Ben's contract like?
$41 million.
With 1 year. This is his last year.
This is it.
Yep, he can suck it up for 41 too. But I mean, that's still another class of guys that you expect to retire after next season.
Yeah, Brady, Big Ben. That might be it, honestly.
Could be Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, potentially.
I don't think Rodgers retires. Not till after 2023.
Well, I don't think so either, but it's still possible.
I mean, yeah. Obviously.
I want to know what happens with Von Miller.
Oh, yeah, that's... Yeah.
Because he tore his ACL.
Yeah, he didn't even get to play this season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes I
longer
forget about
he
Von
has.
Miller. Probably not all that long. He's like 32, I think, now.
But he's still elite.
Well, I mean, yeah, naturally. There's a lot of older guys on defense that wouldn't surprise me if they go soon. Like Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
There's somebody else too I had. Oh, Cam Jordan. It's another very aged guy in the Saints. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of guys that could go out next year. A lot of guys vying for the Super Bowl. I think that if the Bucks win it this year, I think Tom Brady's not going to be too worried about it. I mean, obviously he's got to win an 8th ring, but which is crazy to say out loud. 8 rings for one man. But I mean, you have another matchup of 2 legendary head coaches in the Super Bowl. So we'll end with the Super Bowl. But I mean, this is Bruce Arians' first Super Bowl. He's never made it with the Cardinals. If I remember correctly, I think I don't think Arians was on the Cardinals yet as a head coach. Oh, I forgot it was Tuesday. Just gonna assume Aaron Rodgers just went on the Pat McAfee show. So, my hot take for this year has been shut down. As Aaron Rodgers just officially came out and said he doesn't see any reason he wouldn't return next year. As he told the Pat McAfee show on Tuesday. I forgot. Because Aaron Rodgers goes on the Pat McAfee show every Tuesday. And he's 37 right now. It was more a realization. This is his quote, actually, he said today. It was more realization, I think, that ultimately my future is not necessarily in my control. I think that was what just kind of hit me in the moment. To make an absolute statement about something that is not an absolute, I didn't do it, and I guess that's why I just went kind of nuts. So, I mean, there's still a lot to unpack there. But, yes, he will be back. But after next year, I need to figure out who the heck has the out there. But we'll see. I don't know. Now,
should we move on to the Super Bowl?
Yes, Clayton. Now we can move on to the Super Bowl.
All
Who's
right.
playing again?
Hate you. It's the lesser of 2 evils.
Brady, we'll start with you then.
I mean, I'm just going to stand by the fact that I'd rather see Tom Brady win ring number 7.
Bandwagon!
Cement himself.
Bandwagon!
But I'd rather see Tom Brady cement himself even more so as the GOAT than watch Patrick Mahomes become the first team since 03-04 to win back-to-backs. Because back-to-back Super Bowls are very unheard of. And I'd rather keep that little piece of history with my team as long as I can hold it.
So what you're telling me is you just want your team to be considered the last team to win back-to-back titles.
Yeah. At that point, because literally as soon as the Bucs went in the victory formation, I go, crap, I hope Buffalo wins. Because this is exactly what I didn't want to happen. This is exactly what I didn't want to happen all year. But here we are.
Pretty much what a lot of people expected at the beginning of the year.
I'm going to say, at the beginning of the year, everyone was saying either Bucs Chiefs or Cowboys Chiefs. And, well, here we are.
The Cowboys were bad.
Cowboys Chiefs.
I think the Cowboys could have made a semi or decent run as long as Dak didn't, lose his entire ankle.
Well, it's still there. It was just the wrong direction.
It's just in pieces.
Because I'm pretty sure the Cowboys were 3-1 when Dak went down. So they were off to a nice start.
Yeah, the one loss was to the Browns.
Yeah, but so I guess in looking at hindsight, Dak sacrificed his ankle for Taylor Heineke's career. So,
wow, that is a long stretch.
It is a long stretch, but hey, if Dak would have gotten hurt, the Cowboys would have made the playoffs.
Probably.
But yeah, that was my take on the Super Bowl.
Well, here's my take. Nobody cares about the Patriots after next year because the Chiefs are going back to back to back.
Take that back.
Ooh.
Hot back. Hot.
I actually gave you 3 of them, and I won't be taking any of them back.
Aren't you supposed to be a Saints fan? What the heck?
No, I am not a Saints fan.
Where did that come from?
He's a neutral fan, but his team of choice is the Saints.
If I'm told that I have to pick a team, the Saints is who I would pick. And I've said that for years. But I'm not an actual fan of any NFL team. I do not follow NFL team other than the Browns, but that's because I have to. Because it's in my house.
Fair enough. And the Chiefs if you qualify your brother, but happens.
I don't care about them or him. No. I don't care about them, but I do care about them in about 2 weeks because I don't want to see Tom Brady win another ring.
And Clayton, we're going to save you for last. So,
All right.
Are we supposed to be giving predictions, or are we just kind of talking about it?
we can talk about the gift predictions.
Okay,
What do we-
guess this is my turn. I definitely think the Chiefs will go back to back to back. Just to destroy the Patriots.
Wow.
No, but I think the Chiefs will definitely beat the Buccaneers.
None of us are taking into account that this is being played in Tampa Bay.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna
18,000 fans, I believe, is what they're allowing,
first team ever to have home field advantage in the Super Bowl.
which is kind of incredible considering there have been 55 Super Bowls.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The Vikings would have done it a few years ago if it weren't for a man by the name of Nicholas Foles.
Nicholas Foles. What a guy. Went from a Super Bowl hero to a
To the-
backup in Chicago.
I was going to say to the Chicago Bears.
Behind a guy who can't throw a touchdown.
No, he's not on. He's not behind Cam Newton. It's okay.
He just can't throw a touchdown to his own team.
No, that's Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston threw 30-some touchdowns to his own team. He just happened to throw 30 to the other team, too.
I'm gonna say, Jameis. The Saints signed Jameis Winston because he loves throwing touchdowns to Saints players. So
That's what I've heard.
all right, Clayton, thoughts?
I do think that the Chiefs will win this year. I think that it will be like a 35-31 style of a game. But I don't think that they go run it back next year. I really don't.
Okay, does this mean we're gonna get a hot take on who you think is gonna win the Super Bowl next year?
No, it does not.
Ooh.
Dang
But I think that the
Rounds to
four...
the Super Bowl 21-22.
I think that the four AFC contenders next year will be Kansas City, Buffalo, Cleveland. Now, I know that makes me sound like a huge hometown team fan,
It really
but
doesn't
that's
because
whatever.
they were right there this year, too.
Yeah, the Browns are in a good spot. We don't have to elaborate on that right now, but they are in a good spot.
Yes.
Clayton, I'm gonna listen to who your fourth contender is, and I'm gonna add a fifth one.
Well, why don't you add your fifth one? See if it's my fourth one.
Well, no, that's why I'm waiting because it's gonna be whichever one you don't say.
Well, I tried to have you say it because I completely forgot who my fourth one was, so
I mean,
that backfired.
I'm just gonna assume it's going to be one of Baltimore or Tennessee,
Tennessee, you're right.
And-
That was the last
and
one.
Baltimore should be a fifth right there.
I would like to see Baltimore play a lot better next year than they did this year.
Oh, for
Now,
sure.
who the other two wildcard teams will be? Not a clue. Could be Indy. Could be Miami.
I started talking about the Browns, and I completely forgot about the Titans.
I assume that's what happened.
Who we crapped on? Not really, but first.
I was going to say we crapped on them in the first half.
First half.
That might have been Derrick Henry's worst
But-
game of the year.
That's my take on the AFC next season. One of those 5 teams will be in the Super Bowl.
I feel like it's a pretty solid take.
Yeah.
Very firm.
Almost to the point where it's not even a hot take. It's just a lukewarm.
It's just a fact.
How about my 10-second microwave take?
Yeah, there you go.
You know,
Your
it's
nuke
like-
take.
Nah, I feel like nuke take makes it sound pretty big. A nuke take would be like Jaguars and Patriots are competing for Super Bowls next year.
So you're telling me that the Aaron Rodgers take was a nuke take?
No,
nuke
the Aaron
take-
Rodgers take was a stupid take.
Fine then.
To me, a nuke take would be like Mike Trout decides to quit baseball and has officially taken up professional golf.
That'd be hilarious.
National goal. Well, I mean that's how he swings anyways, right? So
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Mike Trout probably won a PGA title before an MLB title. So
now that's a nuke take, right?
Dang.
well,
Dang. That is mean.
well, that's what happens. That's what happens when you decide to sign a 12-year extension with a team who cannot build a pitching staff to save their freaking life. It's a fact.
Yeah, but those dollar bills look pretty good.
Yeah, until Trevor Bauer signed with the Mets. Then they have nobody.
That doesn't change that their dollar bills still look pretty good.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still. Actually, he probably won't sign with the Mets because they offered him less than what the Yankees offered Garrett Cole, and that's lower than what Bauer wants. So we'll see. I still think Bauer's the Angels, and then Mike Trout might actually win a title, but we'll have to see.
Does anyone else have anything for the good of the
That's-
order?
I mean, our actual
late.
predictions.
Actual predictions,
What's the
right?
score of the game? 2 weeks. In 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Half, I guess, at this point.
I mean, I think it's going to be 38-35. Bucks are going to put it in the hands of their kicker or put it in the leg of their kicker. Kind of like Tom Brady did to Adam Vinatieri twice.
Nope, you were right the first time. Put it in the hands of the kicker. It's going to be a fake. They're going to be down by 3.
Could you even imagine?
They're down by 3 with 15 seconds left. They're going to run a fake field goal.
Yeah, no.
Fake field
I
goal.
did.
Put Tom in a different jersey. Put him out there to be the holder, and he's going to throw it down to Gronk. Legend.
That'd be hilarious.
There's my nuke take of the day.
Love it. What nuke take sports?
Yes. All right, Isaac, what's the score of the game?
Buccaneers. I should start this before you guys get mad. Chiefs 35, Buccaneers 30.
Did all 3 of you just say the Chiefs are going to score 35 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Clayton gave a score.
You threw something in there.
That was a facepalm, Brady.
Clayton,
I did throw a score.
I never heard your score. I'm dumb. It's okay.
Well, we already knew that.
31-35 Chiefs.
All right.
Anything else, Isaac?
Nope, that's all.
Okay.
Matt?
I am going to flip the script on all of you.
Whoa.
The Chiefs are going to win by a score of 13-9.
For what?
Yep. Heard it here first. You guys are all predicting 60-plus points in this Super Bowl, and I've got it under 20.
I mean, I understand that the last time Tom Brady won a Super Bowl,
Matt,
there's
I
only
hate to break it
16
to you,
total
but
points. But come on, man.
13 plus 9 is in fact 22.
Under 25.
He's only 22.
Shut up, Brady. I don't want to talk about it. You know what? It's been a long time recording, okay? We've been at this for like 2 hours. Give me a break.
We have been.
All right, I'm going to throw a hot take in there.
13-9.
Last hot take. Isaac,
Tyreek
go for it.
Hill wins Super Bowl MVP. Hot take.
Let's be honest. The Weeknd is winning Super Bowl MVP.
That's big facts.
That's
I'm
also big
excited
facts.
for that halftime
Isaac,
show. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's your
most
first
excited for the
original hot take.
commercials.
Oh yeah, the commercials are going to be hype. I agree.
I was really excited for State Farm commercials, but then they blew that, so now it doesn't
Freaking
even
Matt
matter.
LaFleur.
Freaking Aaron Rodgers. Don't blame it on Matt.
I feel like they would have went for it on 4th down.
Well,
the
he
memes
should
could've
have
been
went
busted
for it on
out.
3rd down.
Well, you know what? He's old and slow. Cut him some slack.
And he still scored a rushing touchdown against the Rams. Rams.
Yeah.
Rams.
You're right.
Well, I mean, one of those defenses is a lot scarier
What's
than
the
the others.
best
Actually, that's probably
defense
not
in the
true.
league? What? Follow us on Twitter at Hot Take Sports 16, Instagram at Hot Take Sports 16, and believe it or not, TikTok at Hot Take Sports 16. This was the Hot Take Sports Podcast with Brady, Matthew, Isaac, and Clayton. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you next time.